Because I mean, if you really think about it, think about how many squats you've done today.
Yeah. Yeah, jumping's exhausting. It's full body. Good morning, mountain bikers. I'm Chris Wessels, and you are watching MTB Trail Review.
Yeah.
Today, I'm out here on my newly purchased dirt jumper with Alex and Dan, and he's gonna teach me how to ride it. And not just teach me how to ride this, but teach me how to transfer everything I learned on this onto my mountain bike so I can get better at jumping. Enjoy.
3 different motions, but it's all in conjunction, like simultaneously happening one after the other, right? So like, for example, try and jump off the ground with just your arms. Like, just think about it, like you're holding on your handlebars, try to jump off the ground with your arms.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense, right?
How are you guys jumping?
Well, but there's a lot of force required for you to like try and get your body off the ground, right? Okay. So now, all we're doing at this point is using only our legs, no arms. Yeah. Pretty simple, right? Mm-hmm. So like, why can't we transfer that to the bike? Okay. So if we're doing the press, peak, poke on the ground, it would be neutral on the ground, just like this, right? Jump, peak, right? And we're bringing the bars to our chest, right? We're allowing the bike to come to us. And I'm not gonna do the poke because we're not moving forward, we're just in a stagnant area. But that makes sense, right? Like, we're just driving our weight, peak. When we do just this or just this, right, there's a lot of inconsistency. When we pull on our bars, our feet are staggered, right? They're not right next to each other like we are on the ground. So when our feet are staggered and we just pull, right? Typically what happens is there's an opposing force still on our bike. So if we pull unevenly, we end up like this in the air, or like this in the air.
Yeah, I guess I always
that's
pull to the left.
super familiar, right?
Yep.
So when we are coming off of the jump, we're trying to utilize the press.
After some explanations on the mechanics of jumping, Alex started us small. We just worked on these first couple of jumps, and he wanted to make sure that we got the mechanics down right before we tried anything else.
So we move over to the roller, right, the apex is right here, and then it starts to roll off. So imagine if this apex continued, right? We're just gonna follow that trajectory. We're gonna peak, and we're gonna poke.
Since the roller into the middle line had a longer transition, he had us work on that next, treating it like a jump, to really continue to hone in the mechanics and making sure that all of our movements were exactly what they should be. This baby step approach really let us focus on form, and it kind of kept fear out of the equation because we weren't going fast and we weren't hitting the bigger jumps just yet. This was a great approach to learning how to jump, especially learning how to jump a bike that I really wasn't that comfortable on yet. Alex then showed us how simple it is to generate speed from just good body mechanics and still be able to clear a relatively big jump with almost no speed at all. Alex then had us go into it with the goal of clearing the first jump on the middle line. We were trying not to pedal much, maybe 1 or 2 pedals before going in, and seeing how much speed we could carry after pumping the roller, pumping the face, and then hopefully landing clean and pumping through the next one. As we worked on our newfound pumping and jumping skills, Alex was there the entire time to give us immediate feedback and just kind of help with body mechanics and make sure that we were staying in the correct position on our bikes. Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is same speed, but when we're pressing into the roller, it's a press.
Okay.
Right? And then when we land, another opportunity to press.
Okay.
And then we're going into the next jump, we're pressing again, and as we're doing that, we're generating more speed.
Okay.
Because pedaling and bringing more inertia into it sometimes is not as intuitive and helpful as generating speed from the transitions.
Okay.
Like this, we want to poke our bike to match the transition, right? Usually front wheel first, but not so far forward that we're going over the bars, or not enough to where we're landing and kind of like monster trucking it.
Yeah.
So
After lots of reps on the middle line and a couple times clearing the first 2 jumps, we then moved on to the next section and our progression. We did this over and over and over again. It helped us get comfortable on the steeper lip without having to worry about the knuckle on the other side and the steeper landing. This was definitely a great way to not only get accustomed to the bike,
Okay, that was the first
but
one that
just
felt
get
comfortable.
used to the feeling of taking off on a lip that to me feels vertical. And before this, I never thought I would approach this line. It felt really good to finally take a run at the big line. We then took it to the pump track to work on jumping into and out of corners, which is one of my biggest weaknesses. So I was really excited to work on this. Moving the bike in the air is something that has always been very, very difficult for me. But with each pass, this was getting a little bit more comfortable. And now that I'm about 3 weeks out from this lesson, it has gotten a lot more comfortable. One thing I can definitely say about every lesson I've done with Alex is that I leave feeling significantly better, and I always continue to progress on my own after the lessons. Since doing this lesson, I've been coming back to the bike park consistently, and I now cleared the middle line with ease, which I can never do on my mountain bike, and I have also cleared the left line a handful of times. So, if jumping is something that you want to work on, talk to Alex at Chainline Bikes. He can definitely help. I've left a link to the website in the description. As always, thanks for hitting the trails with me, and I'll see you next time.